without worries. That's the translation for King Frederick the Great's summer palace, built in the mid-1700s and located just outside of Berlin in Potsdam. Welcome to the Down the Road Travel Channel. My name is Will Van Winkle. Today we're looking at San Sousci in Potsdam, Germany. It was built in the 17th century by King Frederick the Great, taken over by Friedrich Wilhelm in the 19th century. Asian, Roman, French, and Prussian influences were used to build multiple buildings throughout the park grounds, which became a tourist attraction after World War II. The palace grounds sit in the public transportation zone C on the Berlin BVG map, BVG. Your BVG ticket can be used to visit, although you may need an extension ticket if you only have the Berlin AB. It's not that much. I think it's like €4 to €6, something like that these days. You can purchase those directly from the automated kiosk, which have an English option, or from a BVG agent at larger train stations. There are several parking areas near San Sousci, and driving there is fairly easy, although depending on your GPS program, you may not be taken directly to a parking area. So when you're inputting your information on the directions, be sure to specify parking when putting in those directions. You can take the S7, the regional RE1 or RE23 to Potsdam Hauptbahnhof, and then you can take a bus to the park as well. And that bus usually takes you around the Fußgänger zone, the pedestrian zone in Potsdam, where you can find some really good places to eat.
Time ticked away. Only wanted what's mine. Now I'm trapped in today. The fears of wasted life. In my mind
the palace, built in the 1700s, includes a vineyard, flower gardens, lawns, flower beds, hedges. 3,000 fruit trees were planted as well. San Sousci Park is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and that was done in 1990. And it serves as an amazing example of 18th and 19th century European landscaping. The 2.5 kilometer main avenue stretches from the 1748 obelisk, which was built with the expansion of the palace grounds and addition of newer buildings, and reaches all the way to the new palace in the westernmost part of the park. The picture gallery was added in 1764 and the new chambers in 1774. A fountain surrounded by marble statues marks the center of a star-shaped pattern of paths leading to other parts of the grounds.
So hard, I still long for my youth. Read a wish on a star, but I'm still seeking the truth. In my mind, I'm running shine.
On the grounds, you'll also find the new palace, built to mark the end of the Prussian 7 Years' War between 1763 and 1769. Still standing despite wars and time. It's pretty amazing considering the US wasn't even a country until 1776. The Orangerie was built by order of Friedrich Wilhelm IV from 1851 to 1860. The Italian Renaissance is reflected in the 300-meter-long building. Chinese Tea House is a small Chinese-inspired pavilion built near the summer palace San Sousci. Life-sized gilded sandstone figures of Chinese musicians playing and dining are grouped around this.
It's just one more shot of tequila. It's just one more morning waking up all alone. It's just one more shot of tequila. It's just another tear drop on the floor. Hidden behind the mask, not sure there's much real need. How can this charade last? All you know is what I want you to see.
Charlottenhof Palace was modeled on Italian country villas by Crown Prince Friedrich Wilhelm IV and his wife Elizabeth. Originally, it was built by Johann Gottfried Bering during 1756 all the way through 1758, and later in 1826 it was transformed into a castle by Carl Friedrich Schinkel. I'm not saying that right, I'm sure. Germans are going to tell me I did it, I butchered it, but close enough. And also by Ludwig Perseus was involved in that.
There must be more for me.
The Church of Peace is located in Mariengarten and was built on request by Prussian King, of course, Friedrich Wilhelm IV. As I said, many palaces were built demonstrating different styles of the day. It makes the park a truly awe-inspiring and unique sight for most people. For a fee, which varies by structure, you can walk through the various palaces and buildings. Most have a visitor center of some sort, which have small cafes, or at the very least drink and ice cream coolers. The grounds themselves, however, are free to roam. I must say, it can take you an entire day, so even then you may not make it through the entire grounds. I feel it is best to visit with a bike if you have the opportunity. That way you can get a little bit more in, because it is fairly far outside of Berlin. If you're taking the train, it's going to take you probably about an hour to an hour and a half to get there, maybe even up to 2 hours, depending on which connections you get and where you're coming from within the city of Berlin. So if you can get to see the entire thing, if you have that opportunity, that would be probably the best way to do it. So, you get a chance to see the entire park, and you also leave yourself a little bit of time to explore the city of Potsdam, which in and of itself is a very interesting sightseeing destination. So if you have the opportunity to take a bike, I would recommend that. It's meticulously maintained gardens, palaces with many different influences, relaxed countryside atmosphere. It makes it a great place to take a relaxing walk, explore, or to get to know the history of the area. Again and again, with seasonal plantings and events, it gives you the impression that you're seeing something new every time you visit. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and check out our other videos. If you like the original music used in the background, please check it out on your favorite streaming app or right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.
Let's hit the road.